Several years ago, sitting around our living room, gathered, were 30 well-educated, professional, ambitious people. And I had one question for them. So does anybody know why you're here tonight? One answer. I heard this is a crash course in becoming a grown-up. And that started the Confidence Project. And as I looked around the room, I wondered, what is it that everybody here thinks they're missing? What skills could they possibly be lacking? I know about being ambitious. A couple of years after college, I took a job at WBOC, a tiny television station in Maryland. And when I got there, Bill Jones, the news director, said, "You know, I know we've hired you to be a reporter, but we'd like you to do the weather for a while." You know, I don't really know anything about the weather. "That's okay, the sports guy will teach you." And sure enough, Marty Thorson, the sports guy, became my coach. All right, look, brush up on your geography, learn the names of the local towns, and the weather wire's over there, so just rip and read. Rip and read? 5 days later, I was the weather girl. And I was terrified, and I was terrible. And it didn't take long before the letters started coming. "Miss Bagley, where the hell did you get that hair? It looks like a nest to put eggs in. 60 of us at the condo agree, get a wig." They kept coming. "Dear Miss Bagley, please buy your hair a Valentine. Get it cut, styled, whatever. And what's with the waves? They make me seasick. I nearly barf every time you're on the air." And then this from Eric Bacon, sent to the news director. "Tell Tracy it's okay about all the mistakes she's making. She'll learn." And that was profound for me, because in that moment I knew, even though I had made a lousy first impression and I'd made lots of mistakes every night on the air, I knew I would get better and more confident with practice. Being confident is not about never being intimidated or never being afraid. It's about practicing certain skills so you know what to say or do next. And then that lowers your anxiety so you can focus on your job. Do you think this weather girl was going to be bumped off her game by a bunch of bad hair reviews? No way. No way. And do you know why I knew that? Because I grew up learning some fundamental skills in my big family. There were 6 kids in our family, and every night at dinner, just by talking, we practiced how to have a conversation, and how to ask questions, and be curious, and how to listen, and how to listen. That was so key. My parents knew, our parents knew, that if we knew how to present ourselves and speak up and listen and treat people with civility, that we'd be able to navigate a lot of life with confidence. Over time, I went from being the weather girl to a newswoman, and I was a really good reporter, in part because of all the skills I learned growing up in my big family, but also I watched other reporters who I admired, and I made lots of mistakes. And then I practiced over and over and over again. And here's what I learned. If you want to get the story, treat the person in front of you as if they are the most important person in the room, and they are. And then they will give you a great interview or an amazing tip or an awesome lead. Good years. Then I moved into corporate video production, and I noticed on a bigger scale really how a lack of confidence could spread across an entire organization, and that's still true today. This is what leaders tell me. We want our teams to show up with confidence. And here's what the people on the teams tell me. We want the skills to know how to do that. We want the skills to know how to do that. So, if you ever want an accurate weather forecast, I'm not your weather girl. But if you want a confident company culture, I'm your person. Remember this, it doesn't matter where you come from, where you went to school, what your parents did, how much money you make, what is your age or your job title. Confidence can be learned, and collectively, it can make your organization thrive.